Of course. Hello, everybody. I got a phone call just as I started this. I can't answer it. Go away. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the live cast. It's Monday. I feel unprepared because it's Monday, not because I'm not prepared. Right. But I'm happy to be here with you. And so if you're watching, welcome to 14 Days of Real Estate. We are on I think this is our 6th stream, which is cool. Today we're talking about phone numbers and setting up your Google Voice. So I'm excited that you're here. Let me just share my screen so I can jump to it. This one. Oh, boom. So we're on step 5. Boom, setting up your Google Voice. So if you, this is going to be great if you are looking to get into this, or if you've been using your phone and you're looking for a better phone provider, phone service system for getting phone calls and organizing all your calls that are coming in or will be coming in when you send your postcards. This video is for you. But let's jump into some quick housekeeping things before we get started. Number 1, welcome. I am Corey, part of the team at Tax Lien Certificate School and one of the moderators of this group. And I have my iPad with all my speaking notes. Today's video is brought to you by this shirt that I'm wearing that I got at Costco for $20, and it fits me, kind of. You can't see it. To you, that means nothing. I'm really tall. I can't find clothes that fits. This one fits. It's such a blessing. So we're also sponsored, but not really sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee Company. I had to pay for this myself. They don't actually sponsor us, but it's been good. I've been doing some drip coffee. It's been good to change things up. This one's called Sniper's Hide. It's very gun related. They help veterans. Portion of the profits go to veteran and law enforcement organizations, which I think is cool. As a young person, I never had to experience any stuff to do with war, and so it's easy for me to not appreciate that. But I'm learning to appreciate it more. So thank you if anyone's watching this who has served. I'm from Canada, so I'm more so Canadian Army, but also thank you to the American Army people as well, because I know that is a very important and dangerous thing that people put their lives on the line every day. Don't take that for granted. So thank you. That was, good coffee. Thank you for the Black Rifle for their coffee as well. And those are all the things that we're sponsored by today. But by sponsored, I mean not really sponsored, because they don't actually give me anything. Oh, and I guess Secret Lab chairs. This is my chair. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it. So, we're doing this 14-day thing. We're on step 5 right now. Set up your Google Voice number, which is going to be great. We're going to jump into that today. If you have any questions about anything, you can put them in the comments below. Comments. Thanks for them. Yeah, no worries. Look at that. Boom. Comments. Sweet. I made some fun banners for me to flash on the screen. So, really quick, we are doing a giveaway. Giving away some products. So if you have been watching, I'm going to show a word on the screen basically over the next 3 days. And for the past 3 days, I've flashed a word on the screen or said a word. And if you email that to me, the whole thing, once we get to the end, which will be in the next, there's 3 more words, including today. And we'll give you a free product worth $1,000. It's called Advanced Title Tactics. It's a great product. But today's word, I will say later. So you have to get all the words, and then it's a quote. And if you email me the right quote, then I'll give you a free product. So it's pretty cool. It's actually a really great product. Advanced Title Tactics teaches you how to do title from home and walks you through different counties and how you can use the online counties systems to do title and do your own title work, or go actually into the county office and learn to do title work yourself. So that's that. Also, shameless plug, real estate, Next Level Real Estate. If you click the link above, great program. We'll teach you how to go from no deals to 1 to 10 deals a month, and do it virtually from home. So the link's above. Great video from Dustin on that. You can check that out. He's put a lot of effort into that video. How to teach you, and then if you want more information, you can schedule a call. We can talk more about how we can work together. But that's it for the shameless plug. Let's get to the 14 days of real estate investing. So today we're going to be talking about phone systems. So when it comes to virtual wholesaling, and even just business in general, you don't really want to be giving out your personal phone number to everybody. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you like that, but I can tell you it gets messy quick. And especially if you're doing real estate, you want to be able to track it. So that's the biggest thing with these numbers, is the tracking side of it. So I'm going to show you two different options. We teach this more in depth in our course, which you can click the link above. But it's going to be quick here. And unfortunately, Google Voice, this Google Voice thing, I can't even access it because I'm in Canada, and they don't have it yet here in Canada. So where is it? There it is. So the first one, it's super simple, Google Voice. I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, oh, I'm clicking the wrong screen. There we go. If you haven't heard of it, it's free for the smaller version, or you can get the business version, which is the one that you probably want to get. I think it's like $10 a month, but it basically organizes your phone calls. And it's a really great way to get started, so you can call people from your phone with a Google Voice, but it's not your actual phone number. So it's fantastic, and it's compatible with G Suite, and Google Suite is kind of Google's. Well, I don't know what a better word for suite is. It's like Google's email, calendar, everything organizes it. That's what we use. So I think you can see here, you got your mail, your Google Docs, your Google Drive, Google Calendar, Hangouts, everything. It's pretty handy. We use it for all of our stuff, and so we get our emails and stuff through that as well. So the first option is Google Voice. It's pretty basic. It's pretty simple, and it's what we would recommend. I'm going to sneeze in a second, so if I swear I'm not getting sick. Well, maybe I am, but it's there. And then you can also just, even free alternatives to Google Voice. It's gone. Dial Pad's one of them, and this is kind of one of the things that there's some alternatives in this thing as well. Mighty Call. We've used Grasshopper, Ding Tone. These ones might actually be not free, but like if you're in the US, Google Voice really is the best one that you can use when you're starting out. But you will want to upgrade eventually, and so when you upgrade, that's when you want to go to something more like CallRail. So I won't go into all of our CallRail stuff. We kind of reserve that for our students, but you can kind of see. I'll just show you. I'll just log it in here. Log in to our CallRail. One sec. As you can see how it works. So we use CallRail because, and I'll just explain it here. We use CallRail. One, it gives like 20 plus numbers, so you can track stuff. So when we send out a mailing, like a postcard, we put a number on it, and then our autoresponder in our system, I'll explain that later in another step, but our system tracks it based on that phone number. So when someone calls that number, it pings it in our system, so we know exactly how many phone calls we got from a specific phone number. So if you just have one phone number, that's fine. It's going to work. You're going to get calls, and that's really the most important thing. But if you want to dial down to know, let's say you're mailing a bunch of different lists, or you're texting, or you're let's say you're mailing a probate list and a tax lien list, and you want to know what deal came from what list. Having different numbers and tracking on that can be very helpful for that, because then you know, oh, okay, I sent out those probate lists, but I only got 8 calls from it, and there were 30,000 postcards that I sent out. That's probably not good. But I sent out tax lien list, and I sent out 10,000 postcards, and I got 200 calls back. Okay, so that's a good sign that maybe that list is performing better. Now, that's not to say maybe you want to mail the probate list again, because oftentimes it can take people multiple touch points before they actually call. Roughly 4 to 7. That's that's kind of the number. We usually mail between 4 to 5. I think the most we ever mailed is 5 or 6 times. But after that, you start to get attrition. I mean, people, I think, just don't call anymore. But this is our CallRail. I'll show you a quick, so you can see we've got a seller number. These are all the calls. It records it, and then we can make outgoing calls. These are all our tracking numbers. Yeah, so we got all these tracking numbers. I don't want to jump. I don't want to share too much. But yeah, so you can make a bunch of different tracking numbers and then use those for different media sources. So we have like for our website, for instance. So anytime someone calls us from our website, we see that come in. And it just allows us to better know what marketing channels are working and which ones aren't. But you shouldn't do that when you're starting, because it's overwhelming and it's too much. So just get a simple Google Voice account if you're starting on the phone, and this would be great for what you need. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's really, it's not like super complicated. I don't really have too much else to say on that. If I could get into Google Voice, I would get in and show you how it's done. But I don't, because I can't, because we're in Canada. They don't have it in Canada yet. So If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Love to answer your questions. This is a question here. Corey, I'm concerned about these call filters tagging the numbers as potential spam because the recipient will be hesitant to answer. Even Humana called my mother and it came up on her caller ID as potential spam. Do you know how to mitigate this from happening? Good question. I think with CallRail, and I don't know, what is this Humana? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you know, it's an insurance company. That's interesting. Potential spam. I don't know. Maybe that's an Android thing. I know it doesn't. I've never really gotten. Like I get a ton of spam calls on this, and it never. Like it never. I never get any. I never get any like notification that it's spam. So 800 number. Yeah, and that could be why. That's a great point. Humana was an 800 number. So with CallRail and Google Voice, like CallRail, you pick what market you're in. So we're in the Ohio market, Cincinnati, so 513. So all of our numbers have the 513. So it is like a local number. So yeah, if you're calling from a 1-800 number, chances are people are cluing into that. So it's, I would say, yeah, we haven't had a lot of problem with CallRail. Well, and honestly, we wouldn't really know if we did because people just wouldn't answer us. So it's kind of a tricky thing, but something like CallRail, I would trust more than some of these other ones, like the cheaper ones. CallRail is like $40 a month. I think Google Voice is pretty good too, as far as deliverability goes for the voice calls. Also, a local legit business called me, who I do business with, and it did too. So I'm confused. I don't quite understand that question. A little bit of calling who I do business. Yeah, I don't know. Not quite sure. But I will say that we've had, it was a local number. Okay. Local number. Yeah, I don't know. I would just trust that something like Google Voice and CallRail and just getting a local number, and that's really the best you can do. And it got hit as potential spam. Is it on your phone that it was saying it was potential spam? I've never seen that feature on a phone before to automatically tag it as potential spam. That's very interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay. Yeah, they're saying I'm hoping it's not a major concern. Verizon. Yeah, that's the thing with this stuff, and I think that's why it's good to use all the channels, like phone calls, like calling people. Using like a cheaper service is probably going to be have less deliverability rates. That's not like a science. That's not a scientific fact. But usually, if something's easier to do, it's usually not as beneficial. So that's also how we send postcards, and we do text as well. Now texting, they're starting to crack down on texting. It's the laws and the deliverability rates of texting still good. And if you're not texting, you should do that. But there's going to be a point where people are going to be texting out markets. Like even the people that we follow and the companies that we use, like some of the bigger markets like Dallas and stuff, like people are just texting the crap out of all these main lists. And so they're becoming less useful. And that's why we teach people how to get the lists before it goes to those main list sources. And shameless plug, Next Level Real Estate. We teach you all that stuff. Watch the video above. But it's really, it's important that you do all these different channels. So phone calls, texting, mailers. Like it's easy to want to do just one of them. And I know it can be expensive, and you're putting money out there. And we've put lots of money out there and haven't seen returns. And so we've learned a lot of really hard lessons that way. And hopefully we're sharing some of the things that are helpful now for you with those lessons. And we do share more, obviously, in the program. But it's important that you just stay consistent. And I wouldn't worry too much about those phone calls. I do it on TCP. I comply. Well, that's sweet. The course, the course. Just click the link above and watch the video. I will say it's a high-end course. It's meant for people who are who want to actively invest and who want to put time and effort into it and have a bit of capital. We usually say that need about 20,000, 15 to 20,000 to invest in real estate, to invest in the course, and to get your first deal. So the goal is to get you 1 to 2 deals within, I think we say like 4 months. That's like if you do everything in the course, that's kind of what we believe will happen, and you can do that. So that's but it's not for everybody, just straight up. Since we're talking about this, and we'll just do a shameless plug again. Shameless plug, yeah, it's not for everybody. It is a higher ticket course. So, but if you do want more information and you want to watch the video above, Dustin kind of walks through getting the list in PropStream, and it's actually a really good video. And so I'd recommend checking that out. If you're just getting started, you don't have a lot of starting capital, don't worry about it. Keep watching these videos over on our YouTube page as well. We have a lot of videos that'll help you get started. And these are going up on our YouTube, so you can review them and watch them. And if you do want the download of this this thing here, this free cheat sheet we've got, let me know and I can send that over to you as well. So, okay, shameless plug. Let's get out of this. Oh, it's gone anyway. Cool, sweet. Yeah, if there's any other questions, let us know. Good. Well, you can hop on a call going with Dustin. He can probably tell you. Just book a call with them. It's free. You just watch the video up to the end and book a call. And yeah, he'll share with you more about that. And then I'm just the messenger. I'm sure we can figure something out. He'll be able to give you a few tips as well. Nice. Yeah, no worries. Cool. So yeah, thanks for asking all those questions. It's great. Love it. Love the interaction. Okay, so the word for today for the contest that we're giving away the product is calm. It's calm. If you can see it down there. Notice how the C is capitalized too. I wasn't going to give you a hint, but could be a reason that that's capitalized. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, so just to recap what we talked about today, as far as send your Google Voice number. Google Voice is a great place to start. We had a great conversation about compliance and getting spam numbers. So if that's something you're worried about, one way to combat that is to get a local number. I mean, you should have a local number anyway. 1-800 numbers are, they're just, I don't like them. No one likes them. We all screen their calls. So if you're screening their calls, someone else is screening their calls too. So a local number is great. Texting is good for this too. If you can text people from your platform. I think you can from Google Voice. I know from CallRail you can as well. And just be like, hey, my name's Corey from Corey Buys Houses, and I was looking at property in your area and was wondering if you were interested in selling. So there's some things about that as well. I think we talk about texting. I just kind of did step 7. Yeah, I'll go deeper into that. Kind of don't talk about texting. But, oh, getting a phone call. Sorry. So, yeah, just lost my train of thought. I'll get it back. Don't worry. So yeah, so phone calls, texting. You send a quick text beforehand can be helpful, just so people know who you are, what you want. If they're screening calls, maybe they're probably going to read text. We all read texts, so it's good to do that. And then after that, we tomorrow we'll talk about mailers. So I'll walk you through the whole Yellow process that we use. Cool. Mojo is not TCPA compliant. I left them. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess calling 3 numbers at once. It's a funny thing, the compliance. I think it's really hard for them to crack down on that. I imagine someday they will. But I mean, like, we've gotten texts and calls, people be like, we're going to report you to the authorities. And we did get we got hit with an Ohio business something or other. Someone went legit filed a complaint against us. They didn't really do anything. They just asked us for proof that we weren't going to call them anymore. So I just said, hey, yeah, we took them off the list and we're not going to call them anymore. And they filed it again. And then I double checked and I was like, this person, we're not calling them. And we're not mailing them. So I don't really know like if you're not like a sleazy, aggressive salesperson and just like spamming people 1,000 times a day, and you're just genuine, like if someone doesn't want to be contacted, you just take them off your list, and you really make sure never to call them again, which is why we keep track of our do not call lists. You should be fine. There are people that are more aggressive in the texting world. They call them litigators. A litigator list, I think. What does that word even mean? I say it, but I don't know what it means. I think it's someone who causes problems. No, wasn't right at all. Yeah, apparently I don't know what the word litigator means. That's fine. Yeah, so there is a litigator list. People that are more apt to take action against you, you just kind of want to stay away from them. But people say all kinds of threats all the time, but no one really is going to follow through on it because it's expensive. And if you just stop calling them, they're going to forget about it unless you really piss them off. So just don't be greasy. I just realized how bright it is right there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so don't be greasy. Just try to do business well. It's still super bright, and you should be fine. Yeah, but if you don't feel comfortable using something, then obviously don't do it. I'm not trying to force you into doing something that's not TCPA compliant if you don't like it. So hopefully that helps, and you get to find something that works for you. Oh, that's great. So this is a great little comment. According to the TCPA attorney in top one, as long as there is no automation with the text and calls, we can't get in trouble even if the recipient sues us. So that's good to know. That's great. Spent a lot of money to know that. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing that here. And yeah, it is good to know that stuff. So, and that's why, like with texting and stuff, you have to send individual text in these softwares to comply with the rules. You can't just blast it fully. So yeah, it has to be human interaction between calls and text, and you're good. Yeah, totally. So that's what we do. Just make sure your calls are human interaction between calls and text, then you're good. So that's great. Well, that's it for today. If there's no more questions, we'll sign. We'll bring the plane in for landing here. Remember that there's a contest going, so I'll give you a free program. If you get all the words that I've shared in the last videos and the future videos, then we'll email them to an email that I'll share in a couple days. Give you a free program. If you are interested in the next level stuff and learning more about that, link above. So I can't see your name, the person that we've been talking to on this, but yeah, if you want to just book that call with Dustin. I'm sure he can talk to you more about it. But yeah, if you want more information on that program, the main course, no, it's not. It's the next level real estate is more about wholesaling and flipping properties, assigning contracts. It's not about tax liens and deeds. So just a heads up on that. It's a really great program. We actually just finished the whole thing, and people are loving it and they're moving through it. So that is. I love flashing this shameless plug. That's my shameless plug of the day. And one last time, here's that word today. It's calm. Notice the C is capitalized. And yeah, I got this one too. Step-by-step video training. Click the link above. So funny. Such a great little thing. Yeah, I gotta get a screenshot for the YouTube video. I don't know what to do. I'm not good at screenshots. It's got to be natural. The sun on my face, though, is tough. Sure. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, everyone, for watching. I've wasted enough of your time. Tomorrow, we'll go over mailing postcards, and I'll share with you some examples of the postcards that we use. And then, yeah, it'll be good to go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.